Hello and welcome back to the Visible Entrepreneur. I have a really fun show for you today because as I was thinking and going like, what do people want to hear right now? I don't want to just do the same old thing. We're coming up to the holidays. 2021 is coming up. Like, what is going to be most impactful for my listeners so that they can go, oh, well, this might be a great idea for me in the new year. So what I did is I actually polled my lounge students. I asked them what worked best for you in 2020 in terms of a visibility publicity strategy. So we've got 4 really great case studies to go over so that you can get that actionable intel to go, okay, yeah, I think I'm going to try this next year. There's nothing worse than feeling like you're stuck in a rut and that you have nowhere to go. And sometimes what works for one person doesn't work for the other. There is no one-stop shop visibility publicity strategy that works for everyone. That's why there's so many different avenues. So I hope this show will help you have some inspiration, some new ideas, and then you will turn your shows off and work on getting into creation mode. So let us dive in. Before we do, if you are looking for a one-stop shop, I don't mean to say that again, but software that can combine everything into one platform, I highly recommend my Streamline Masterclass, and you can find that at visibilityvixen.com/streamline. I'm actually helping a friend of mine who runs a Clydesdale ranch up in Sandpoint condense her business into this platform, and it's going to be really, really fun to put that into action, whether it is sleigh rides or horse training or an online course. I am helping her get it all into one platform. So if you have been struggling utilizing multiple platforms and you just want one login to run your business, I think that class will be really, really helpful for you. So that is visibilityvixen.com/streamline. Okay, let's dive in. We're going to be starting with my student, Robyn. She is a CEO and nutrition leader at bodzii.com. That is BODZII.com. She joined the lounge a few months ago and pretty much jumped right in and started taking action. It was really amazing seeing her identify her mission statement, her messaging, her brand colors. She got her brand video together in light speed. She became a contributor on medium.com. She rocked her press page build and she just booked her first podcast. So she is one of those students that just comes in, takes action, figures out how to make it work. And I really appreciate that about her. Her biggest struggle was getting into a consistent visibility plan and getting consistent content published. So I know that a lot of us can relate to that consistency, that publishing schedule that can be really hard, whether it's for a contributorship or just social media. So know that if you've been struggling with that, you're not alone. And hopefully some of these ideas will inspire you. So in her words, here's what worked in 2020. Writing and blogging have been amazing for me to get content out there. And the biggest thing that I've started doing that is converted directly into paying clients is building relationships over social media, direct messaging, engaging, and asking the right questions. I have it down now to almost a science. So here's what I loved about Robyn. She is very scrappy. So she's not afraid to try what no one else is doing. And she's happy to connect directly with her customers rather than just automating the process. There's nothing wrong with automation, but sometimes, especially when you're working in like the nutrition and coaching space, it's really powerful to connect directly one-on-one, and Robyn is not afraid to do that. So I've watched Robyn create really strong online challenges, and because of her level of commitment and engagement, like you were hearing about, she converts a really big percentage of those people into paying clients into her programs. So the lesson here is figuring out what you enjoy doing and how you can connect with your ideal clients and staying consistent, whether it's through an online challenge or, posting on social media, whatever it is, making sure that you're connecting with that customer. And Robyn's favorite part of being in the lounge is that she loves that I am in there. She says that I'm there exactly when she needs me, and that's incredibly important and helpful for her. So thank you, Robyn. I love having you in the lounge, and I'm excited to see what happens in 2021. All right, let's move on to case study number 2, which is Dayana. She is wonderful. She's a content marketing and digital PR expert. She runs the website pitchandprofit.com. And she came into the lounge and she was already rocking her business. Like she totally was. She had the visibility down. She was working on the publicity, but she wanted to be able to increase her visibility and to really hone in on her messaging since she'd recently had a pivot with her ideal client and how she positioned herself. So she is amazing at writing. She's a contributor on Forbes and Thrive Global. Really, really awesome stuff. Her biggest struggle was honing in her pitches to be more specific so they would get accepted and getting into a stronger publicity rhythm to therefore get more clients. So here's what worked for her in 2020. Guest blogging and guest contributor posts was my most impactful strategy. I contributed to publications my target audience respects, gained content to share on social media, and drove quality backlinks to my site. So Dayana knows how to turn listeners and readers into clients, and she's really great at thinking all the way through a strategy. Normally you have someone that focuses on SEO, or you have someone that's a contributor, and she's figured out a really great way to combine those two, which has been really powerful for her. So the best place where she was thinking of, where she could contribute and invest, was by writing on other people's platforms. And by recently investing into podcast guesting, she's doing a really great job of getting into a steady visibility and publicity rhythm. So the lesson here is to tap into where your ideal clients are, figuring that out, and what platform they're really going to trust, and therefore trust you when they see your content. So is that a contributorship? Is that working to get featured in a publication? Is that podcast guesting? Is that getting on stage? Like, is that, writing on your own blog, wherever that may be? And her favorite part of being in the Visibility Lounge, she says, what I love most about the Visibility Lounge are the hot seats. Despite being a writer and a natural headline generator myself, I get stuck with my own story ideas sometimes. Ultimately, we all need feedback, and Michelle's really skilled at quickly setting me on a clear path ahead towards my visibility goals. The motivation is so helpful too. Thank you so much. We love having you in the lounge. So excited to see what happens in the next year. All right, so quick break. If you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed, maybe this is inspiring you, but you're not sure, where do I do this? I don't know. I feel like I need the support. You are absolutely welcome to jump into the Visibility Lounge, especially with where the price is at throughout the rest of 2020. It will be going up in 2021. You can join at visibilityvixen.com. We would love to have you. You can get in, book a hot seat, jump right into the office hours calls or visibility sprint calls, and we will get you going on the right path for you. All right, case study number 3 is my friend Ravi. She runs ravitoor.co. That's RAVITOOR.co. And she is a conscious leadership coach and impact strategist. She has been in the lounge since its inception. She's actually my mindset expert. And so she's been spending time figuring out, pivoting, moving. Not all of us know exactly what we're going to do, including myself, when we step out online. And so she's been doing a fantastic job figuring out the clarity and the impact that she wants to make. Her biggest struggle was consistent visibility content. A lot of us struggle with that. How do we make sure it's getting out there in a steady, consistent way? I'm sure you've dealt with this at some point. You may be dealing with this right now. So here's what worked for her in 2020. Her strategy has been video and blog content, guest expert on podcast, and distribution/connection on LinkedIn. She says, I've used the batching method Michelle teaches to create batch blogs and content material. I've also narrowed my focus to LinkedIn to target my ideal client. Using the batch content and connecting, I've increased my visibility on and through LinkedIn. I also used Michelle's podcast pitch kit to land guest expert opportunities on podcasts for increased visibility and authority. Really awesome strategy here, really figuring out what's going to work for me, and not only working on her own primary content channel in terms of a blog, but then working on social media via LinkedIn, and then with publicity with podcast guesting. Ravi is all about authenticity and a stellar mindset. That's what I really respect about her. And so I love that fluff and inauthenticity is never a part of her marketing plan. She will wait and she will do it the right way. And I think a lot of us can relate to that. So the lesson here is to stay consistent with who you are and make authentic connections with your audience. Don't be afraid of that. Don't be afraid to be real in who you are, the good, the bad, the ugly. People love to see that because they can relate to it. And her favorite part of being in the lounge, she says on a macro level, I love the lounge and its structure. I love that it's self-paced and I can follow a path that's specific to me versus a generic visibility plan. And I love how the resources are there whenever I need them. With all that happens in her day, she recently had a baby. I have limited time and the ability to focus on my visibility without getting caught up in some hype is paramount for me in my motion. We love having you. Thank you so much for everything you've brought to the lounge, and I can't wait to see what happens in the next year for you. All right, last but not least, case study number 4 is Kay. She is fantastic and brilliant. She is an MA, a CA, an RA, and she runs the site forconsent.com. So that's FOUR, the number 4, consent.com. She's the founder, president, and program coordinator. So their mission as a business is to help educate and empower event organizers and venues to create a safer and more positive nightlife culture where all people are free to be themselves without experiencing discrimination or violence. Pretty amazing, right? So her biggest struggle was crystallizing the marketing plan for her fundraiser so it would be impactful and profitable, right? Giving that impact, getting people able to see what this powerful mission is and having enough money to fund the resources, right? So here's what worked in 2020. She says, did I say 2020? I'm way in the future, right? Okay, that just cracked me up. She says we wanted to drive traffic to our upcoming fundraiser. While we had to bump it back slightly due to availability of collaborators, we've been able to gain a larger audience and secure a better channel that will be allowing us to use their online platform to host the fundraising event. Amazing. We are working with absolute dreams of music artists on the fundraiser, and I am so thankful I asked for help to make it happen. We've secured a spot in our first conference presentation speaking on our agency and how marketing strategies can be used to increase the quality of advocacy services for those in need while better engaging college-age students. I love that. In addition to all this, applying the principles Michelle teaches has also allowed us to be showcased as a resource on a significant anti-violence and electronic dance music campaign. So exciting. This was secured after Michelle discussed a strategy connect with the organizer during our one-on-one session. Her teachings and tactics work. I really appreciate that, Kay. And I think it's amazing that you are making it happen and that you are putting in those connections to propel your visibility forward. So the lesson here, take consistent action to hit your goals. Don't be afraid to connect. If your specialty, if your natural proclivity is relationships, use that. Use that to connect with people. Maybe you are looking at like publishing a book. But if you tap into your natural gifts and your ability to connect with people, why not go in with 9 other people to publish this book? Decrease your workload and help with the promotion strategy since you'll have 9 other people helping you promote. You see what I mean? So use your natural instincts just like Kay did here. And her favorite part of being in the Visibility Lounge, in her words, there are many ways to help increase your visibility and step into the greatest version of yourself. And Michelle teaches how to bridge the gap in an effective manner and eliminates the feeling of overwhelm. I'm thankful for the Visibility Lounge and the opportunities the trainings have provided me, and definitely will be stepping into another hot seat the next time I need help. Thank you for making me and helping me make my dream a reality by helping me present the most authentic and best version of myself and the importance of my work. Because of the opportunities the lounge has helped me with, I can show up and serve in greater capacity. Thank you so much, Kay. That touches my heart. That is my passion. That's why I've put all the blood, sweat, and tears into the lounge. And I'm sure for our listeners or our watchers, you've put a ton of blood, sweat, and tears into what you do, right? So in wrapping this up, what matters, like I was telling, my dad just came out with a product the other day and he's like, oh, I'm so glad that's done. And I'm like, well, right? Creating the thing is about 10%. Marketing the thing is about 90%. Sometimes that can feel frustrating and we feel bogged down by it. But here's the thing. If you can have that path laid out for you in a more understandable way, marketing doesn't have to be your strength. You just have to be willing to put in the action. And we do teach that inside of the lounge. It'll take you through the 4 steps of visibility and publicity. It will help you understand why color psychology and messaging is so important, how a brand video can help you book opportunities you'd never normally qualify for, how to create a visibility vehicle that connects you directly with your ideal clients and helps them turn into customers so you can have a predictable revenue model, and then showcases how you can start getting out there in the public eye with publicity, like guest podcasting, getting on stages, getting featured in publications, and really stepping out as a celebrity in your niche in an authentic way. So if that's been on your heart, if you want to try something new in the new year, I highly recommend joining the Visibility Lounge, especially before the price goes up in 2021. So hop on over to visibilityvixen.com and you can always reach out to us, send me an email, send me a DM, PM, happy to connect you with the right resource. I hope you loved this episode. I hope it was fun for you as well as for me and my students. We love sharing what's working, and I hope it gave you some inspiration so that maybe you'll be trying out a new strategy in 2021. Let me know how it goes. And in the meantime, I will see you in the next episode.